Actuellement, les plateformes, les bas. Ou quand ils savent qui moun gagne, mais pas non. Ou quand ils savent des mains. That's just to show you how desperate the Labour Party is. Who qui dit, pas moi qui dis. Moi pas nommer non nom non. Who qui dit. That's to show you how desperate the St. Lucia Labour Party is. But my brothers and sisters, you put us there to do our job, and we shall do the job. And with your support, we shall do the job. No Labour Party can stop us. No Kenny can stop us. No Musa can stop us. No Alva can stop us. And no PIP can stop us. The only people that can stop us is you, the voters who are here tonight. And what I'm seeing here tonight, Mr. Prime Minister, what I'm seeing here tonight, we are on the right track. There is no turning back. We are on the right track, and we shall deliver to you, the people of St. Lucia. Because tonight, what you're doing for 20 years. But I'm telling you, after the first five years in office with Alan Shas as our leader, there would be no more St. Lucia Labour Party. You can join the United Workers' Party one by one. Are you ready for the change? Are you ready to give support to your party? You must speak out. You must speak out. You must stop the propaganda and challenge the propaganda that the St. Lucia Labour Party is putting out there. You have to talk to them. You have to talk to your neighbors. What we come to do, like the Prime Minister said, is ching, ching, ching in your pocket. And that is what we are doing. We are putting money in your pocket. No more short-term employment. No more short-term employment for you to depend on your parliamentary representative. What we are giving you is long-term employment, so you can go to court, you can go to the bank, and you have the security of your job. That is what we are giving you. We did not promise you jobs. We promise you a better St. Lucia. And we are going to deliver a better St. Lucia under Alan Shas, Honorable Alan Shas, as our Prime Minister. So, Mama Flobo, let not your heart be worried. Power to propaganda sauka tanla. That is the Labour Party. If you look at the history of development in St. Lucia, anything Flobo is doing, Labour Party can criticize. But I can tell you, we are going to do what we believe is right for this country, and no Labour Party can stop us. You put us there to work, so we are going to work. And même si vous parlez, nous tous savions paix, et puis nous savions paix encore. And that is why we articulate the policies that we are going to implement for the next 4 years. And up to now, Mama Flobo, up to now, your poko sadino, what is it that we are going to do, or what we are doing that is wrong? Here it is, you have our policies, challenge it. You challenge me because they have no alternatives. So I want to tell you, have faith in your political leader, your Prime Minister, Honorable Alan Shas. Have faith in your Minister of Education, and have faith in your leadership. And we are going to work in your interest, and we are going to deliver the promises that we made to you, and no St. Lucia Labour Party can stop us. The only people that can stop us are you, our supporters, and the other people who are listening to us and are supporting us. We have strength in unity and as a united party, we are going forward. Thank you very much.
Hypnotic soul.
Quand Minister Joseph Diou, et quand moun di moi ti bagay, ek savwe. Sou vle sav, mamay set lisi, ek na pale bay moun ki katan moi la television. And they're also watching us live on Facebook. Let me give you a measuring stick tonight. A measuring stick to decide what you will support and what not support. Depuis ou tan l'année en osman, et puis un projet, et puis un bagay kay fait. Depuis ou tan Labour Party oppose li, you have to support it. That is the measuring stick. Do you know why? Because let John Compton di, I kay fait Rodney Bembury na lani top my gwen, Labour Party oppose it. Let John Compton vini, EPD kay fait Millennium Highway, yodi ni tunnel vision, they opposed it.
Oh no!
Kote Highway Acholma. When the United Workers Party came and said that they were bringing Hess Oil Refinery into St. Lucia, the Labour Party opposed it. There's more. When the United Workers Party said they were going to build Point Seraphine, the Labour Party opposed it. EPP John Island where you can go me pour Jordia. You do your tell Makota Island. When Compton said he was going to build that causeway and to join the island, Labour Party opposed it.
Are you serious?
Oh yes. Ekusav ki sakite, your plea opposoko. Do you remember that when we were struggling for independence and we were fighting to become independent, est-ce que that the Labour Party te oppose indépendance cette ici?
Yes, Papa.
Yes. So moi ka dou aujourd'hui, est-ce que projet ça yo ka oppose là? C'est gros moun la ka dou. Ça ou pa vle wè an di dan balkon ou ka wè an di dan chamou. Ebe sa Labour Party pa vle wè do kaila yo ka wè couché an le couche la. That is what the United Workers Party will do. And I want to tell you, St. Lucia, toutes ces struggles qui have fait cette lycée, all the developments, they have fought, Labour Party have fought. But do you know one thing I admire about UWP? They have never, ever given up. We have stood for what we believe. We have stood for development. Ek mwen vle dou, no matter sa yo fe, yo pe March, yo pe April, yo pe May, yo pe June, yo pe fe whole mois di dan l'année. The United Workers Party will build St. Lucia because that is what we said to you. We said we were building a new St. Lucia. Ek le yo gade designer, adayo vina le Facebook yodi. When we look at the design, we see high-rise building, we see causeway, we see all these things. We will not recognize Viewfort anymore. But that's the point. That's the whole point. We do not want Viewfort to remain as it is. moi li c'est moi qui dou bout là. Ini yo ti maman yon ti garçon. Ou quoi il vle ti garçon ça ka monter jusqu'à suy travail pour $1,000? She would want her child to be working in the South. And all of you who are here tonight, if you are from the South, transportation costs trop cher, messieurs. De la loka wese ka suivi uni pour renter ti appartement, uni pour acheter manger, tout bagay. Let us try and keep the ching, ching, ching in our pocket, and the United Workers' Party will help you to do that. Esupawe! I'm telling you, don't give up. You need to support your party. You need to support your Prime Minister. You need to support the men and women on this platform. And I will tell you, you will see a transformation, not only in the South, but in the entire island. That is what we do.
I said there ain't no giving in. And when the going gets tough, I said the tough get going. My people, don't give up.
Don't give up, my people. I don't want you to give up. Let me see your solidarity hand that you're going to stand up. That's right, show them. Let me see your solidarity hand. We never give up. Oh yeah. Thank you, Mr. DJ. Bon, nou ka vle kouye ma pipi actuellement. Are you ready? Before ma kouye ma pipi, I want to say there was one thing I was so proud of Honorable Ezekiel Joseph in the house. Lani amun yoga kuye Musa. Ikwese likisa pale pli. Likisa di pli bagay. Even a palama. Even ek notebook, even ek laptop, even ek tout bay pisi kwa ikai pale. Idi bagay, I palabo tout sort kalte projet. Idi likite best Minister of Agriculture. Me leke kel buske fin kalsime. Ti boy la vin pa ka sa pale. I bese tet li kosa. Jisa jouk aujourd'hui. Prime Minister John House la I pa sa pale. That is the man Kekel Buske. But there's another man tonight. And before I call him, je viens for the yoka. Si we ma di sa yoka, yo di yoka pwe mic la la memoy. The Viewfort South constituency branch, they're trying to raise some funds, so they have a cake raffle. Messieurs, $1 Their booth is right down there, so they're asking you to support the cake raffle. It is for a worthy cause for the constituency. $1. Bagade tout moun ki kay bay $1 vie for South Oswea. Oh, you're a lovely, lovely set of people tonight. You ready for the MAPP? I don't need no introduction. Right? I ain't saying nothing. DJ, hit it.
They can't keep a good man down. Always keep a smile when they want me to frown.
Honorable Stevenson King is in the house, so we're calling him to make his way to the stage.
Oh, John bless, I say no man curse. Things getting better when they thought it would be worse. Here comes the officers asking for a search.
Come and give some love to Honorable Stevenson King as he makes his way to the stage.
I can't keep a good man down. I can't keep a good man down. I can't keep a good man down. Always keep a smile when they want me to frown. Keep the vibes and I stood.
Are you ready? Akodi moa mun, akodi shive mem ko shive man, nuni bel shive mem ba mucho sa. Nuni bel shive mem mania. La moi mute stage la moi ni yo encyclopedia, moi ni yo dictionary, ek moi ni come not live my had describably. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the man himself, Honorable Guy Joseph.
Bonsoir Maman Flambeau. Bonsoir tout janvier fort. Now you make me feel like campaigning again. You know, that's something I love about the politics. The opportunity to campaign, to bring the truth to light to the people of St. Lucia. I need to hold that mic. Tonight, there are a few things that we must put the record straight. Now I will begin with Musa. You know, otut konet about Laos kuma. Laos ni mun ka ak polis, yo ka ak akodio se nos, ebe yo se doctor. Well, Selsa Musa Tesafe say act as Jala was Minister of Agriculture. Because if I find by agriculture, pour se klane ay fela as minister. So when he said minister la was pour agriculture. So nous pas parler about Musa or swear. Tonight we are here for a number of reasons. But number one on the list would be the DSH project. Now before I go to the DSH project, I want us to look at a few things that have happened. Labour Party ka di hot us match. Maintenant yo ten match vie for yo have a match hololi won set lisi ek yo ka fait match en Castri hodia. Now, if you put things clearly, you would understand why the Labour Party does not want DSH to happen. This is not about jobs for the people of the South. This is about a job for Kenny Anthony, Alva Baptiste, and Moses Jabatis. Because let DSH fait, c'est toi un homme qui a perd sitio et qui a pas un job encore. And they know that. So they are trying to capitalize on the people and say it is for you they are marching. It is because of you they are opposing the project or because of you fought. Now I will say some hard things tonight because they must be said. Depuis qu'il t'a juste cette lissimele about Sepa, si Telma. Now I want to ask you a question. How did they teach us in school that snakes got to St. Lucia? Qui manière Sepa trouve koi cette lissi? So how do you content Sepa Telma? The people who are marching to preserve the snakes and the lizards, I want them to come and tell the people of St. Lucia, how did the snakes get here? Now, you di mwen lelate ni slavery, a le plantation na, ek adan se nom la, ki te ba eslavay, yo koui mouta mon na, pour run away from slavery, yo kouye yo neg maon. Ek as a result, le yo moute mon na, ek yo pate kaviye, yo pre sepan ek yo la djeko se mounate pou sepan koumase piche yo. Today, they want to tell me, do what I can to preserve snakes. Now I want to ask you a question. Se fama ki isi ya, le ou jwe nan sepan an ba figou, ki sa ou ka fe epi? So the reality is, what they are asking us to do, I am not sure we can. Now I have no problems with preserving snakes. But if I have to choose between preserving the future generations of this country and the snakes, I will choose the future generations before I choose the snakes. How many young men on the block piping their life away? How many young men are in prison today? How many times have we seen the Labour Party marching against the violence and the crime against the young men and the women in this country? Or the avle match by Sepa Exandoli? Ek ou vle mwen join nou a match sa? So se kouyon ki fè mwen led. Ngay match by Zandoli, ek ngay match by Sepa. Ek otamun, so many mothers cannot send their children to school. So many people cannot pay the hospital bills. And you telling me to go and march for snakes? After I have fed everybody in St. Lucia, after every St. Lucian has a job, after every mother can afford to pay the bills at the hospital and send their children to school, then I will begin to look after the snakes. Pièce pas vote dans dernière élection. And I want to remind Kenny Anthony, I want to remind Dr. Kenny Anthony what he said to Minister Sarah. He did not worry about say munna ki la tok la. The people at the wellness center because you pa vote. That was what he said. That is the regard he has for the people. How do I concern about SEPA? Ek Jean Adam moun vie fo vle ko fe ko yo pa wet sot akod yo kay match pour preserve SEPA. Now let me tell you something. I will state what I feel. If I had a choice, the causeway would have been built already. National Trust laki kadu, yo Pavle Maria Islet join ek mainland. Madeo, si la patena causeway a Pigeon Point, kome moun kite kale Pigeon Point, Jordia. Now remember, the project is not joining Maria Island. But I am telling you, even if it was joining Maria Island, I would have still supported the project. You know why? Now se munaki di pachebe dolphin captivity ya. A company di yo ki take a match of year 4 against DSH ak Dolphin Pakla. Leo mute Miami ek famio yo ka Tell them, when they go to SeaWorld, where do they see the fishes? So because you sape pasa yo pou ay la Amerik, ek yo ka ale SeaWorld, ek yo ka ale Disney World, ek yo ka ve se lion, yo ka ve se lefa, yo ka ve tout se bay la en captivity, i bomba ishio. Mais nous pas amener des dolphins à dans parc pour ma maïs Saint-Lucie, ça allait ouais ces dolphins là. Let me tell you, the hypocrisy of these people, I have no time for it. Dio sapata ti bouteille noire ko. Ta heklewe. Everybody have the internet. Everybody can see for themselves that what they are telling you is cheap lies to keep you poor. Because they want you to remain poor. Kenny Anthony should be ashamed that after 15 years as Prime Minister, Viewfort has moved 25 years backward and not 1 year forward. Le mwen te toi pli jenek mwen te ka vin vie fort. Viewfort was a bustling town. Clark Street was a street of major activity to go all the way down by the market. Abweza, Viewfort is a ghost town. The big business that was in the middle of Viewfort was the NIC building. A Geodian wa NIC building na ek VM business a vilvie for pour se mouna ki ni propriétaire yo a vilvie for pour yo sa ni bénéfice la. Sa yo te vle fe. Yo te vle ame a building pa ho ala. So yo ka tiye business la pli pou vilvie for ek mene pli pa le ala. The same place they wanted to develop, now we are going to give it real development. They are opposing it. What hypocrisy by the St. Lucia Labour Party. Now, mwetan detwa moun ka di about, you sell nom, zot ka buy 900 acres of land. Now, I want to tell you tonight, I have a letter in my hand, dated the 9th of February, 2016. Signed by Dr. Kenny Anthony as Prime Minister. Ek dio mene melodias. Mwevleo mene melodias. On this letter it says that development will be in the region of 800 million United States dollars. Now that is for the La Paradis project. Sa po pou vie fo. C'est pour La Paradis. Botan sa Kenny di asulet la. Badousa. La nom kouyon. C'est pas yon sa fe epi. Ek ou elle vini pour business. Kenny sa kouyon. Tan sa bougla di ek ikwe. Ek mwen savou ka bay nepot mama isa yo pa akwesa. It is during our discussions, you have outlined that you and your partners will purchase the parcel of land that is comprised of La Paradis properties at Prale. Tansai diako. You would also acquire by lease or purchase lands primarily in the south of the island, measuring approximately 1,000 acres to construct the manufacturing plant we spoke about. Botansa, Kenny Anthony di pale kanom. Eka pawola yodi nomla di Kenny Anthony apre ge La Paradis eki depase 800 million US dollars La Paradis ika desan viefo eki ka ge yochote 1,000 acres. So se munna ki te ka match against DSH la. Mwen vle de so la pan problem ek 1,000 acres la, but la na problem ek 900 acres la. Bon, sa po tout, si se sa kite tout, ngay di pitet sa se pou kwene anom, but tan lesta, the equipment alone to be installed in St. Lucia in the first instance will cost 500 million euros. Ou ka di mwe, o premier ministre pale a bêtise kon ha ek anom. Ek i di sa, ek i même prime minister ekwi sa san let. Ek i porte let la, bay ek i mey a propriétaire gouvernement. Now I want you to understand that. What is the size of St. Lucia? Your cell factory, 1,000 acres. Equipment a factory a Selma. Can cost 500 million euros. C'est pas factory a qui ka cost ça ou ça. Build factory a power didasa. Just equipment ki kaya factory. Now a euro is approximately $3 to $4. So let's round it off to $4. 4 fives is 20. That is $2 billion worth of equipment going in the factory. Yet still, they tell the people of St. Lucia that DSH project, which is a $2.5 billion project, spread over a period of about 20 years, is not real. But can you believe that this is real? Badusa. Si ou mette un couillon in charge zafè, ça ou expect li pou fè. Pa couillon twi kay fè ba ou. The man have no mind. That is a classic example of an educated fool. Pièce nom kin sevel. Ça pa antoine tête yo. I was in the UK with the Prime Minister. An investor came and he said to us, I can offer you $5 billion at 0% interest. We sat down, we had that discussion with him. When we left there, the Prime Minister said to me, nous pas même commencer dépenser $5 billion US dollars in 5 years, mais il voulait nous un loan pour nous payer à 5 years at 0% interest. But had a catch. His commission on it was about $50 million. So, ça prend loan na si vous voulez, ou ça te paye, mais il y a 50 million. You see, nobody can fool Prime Minister Alan Shasney when it comes to business. That's a real businessman. That's no fake businessman. I want you to ask yourself, when a man wants to be in charge of your business, find out how he is running his own business. Now, the monkey business can in here for. If he loves you so much in Viewfort, why he built his house in cul-de-sac? Ou savez c'est moi qui parliamentary repli? Ou savez c'est moi qui a représenté le parlement? Il passe même représenter le parlement. C'est lui qui a représenté un vieux fort. You need to understand what is at stake here. It is your future. It is the future of Viewfort. And everything that is good for Viewfort, Labour Party tries to stop it. If UWP had been in office the last 5 years, the airport would have been completed and 900 new jobs would have been created for the people of the South. You fait 5 l'année et que you still like a negotiate qui manière pour build un airport. Nous kay moutwe yo qui manière pour build airport là. So now ou quoi c'est ça? Bon après que ni fait ça il fait attends ça. I would like to confirm that at the meeting of the cabinet on February 8th, 2016, it was agreed by the cabinet that upon receiving written confirmation from Lifestyle Group PLC of the level of investment being made by each of the subsidiaries incorporated at the date thereof and those incorporated in the future. So Tansa, you have to buy permission pour ces compagnies qui peuvent même register, ça qui can register in the future. You have to buy your concession. The joint venture partners and licensees for the completion of the entire proposal put forward to the cabinet including the purchase or acquisition of the La Paradis lands or DCG company, and proof of the medical products you intended to manufacture in St. Lucia meet the FDA or similar standards, you will have full support from the government of St. Lucia in order to meet your objectives within the proposed time frame. Now, Badousa, ou changer se Kenny Anthony qui te vindi à Safi, Ikabila Hotel, 5,000 chambres. Ou oubliez ça? Dis-moi oubliez ça. At the Safi Beach, he promised you a 5,000 room hotel. Kenny fait 15 l'année as Premier Ministre. Il peut faire 5 room hotel à Vieux-Fort, à Jigéoué pour 50 room, et bien 500 room. Fallait pour 5,000. Badousa, pas quitter les baba ou panier pour aller plein de l'eau. Écoute tout, là dans hall 7 moun Vieux-Fort, les baba yo panier pour aller plein de l'eau, except from la mer yo ka try chayer de l'eau pour plein de dromadaire panier. But ça pas fait. That is why I am proud of the concerned residents of Vieux-Fort who on their own took to the streets today to show them what the support for DSH is in Vieux-Fort. C'est pas gouvernement flambeau qui organise match là. Nous pas mener Jean Castri pour venir match Vieux-Fort. Now Badousa, Jean Castri toujours croyant plus sévère passer janvier fort. Pas quitter au coin non. Yo aimé Pigeon Point et Causeway. Pour qui ça yo pas dit en couper un channel et couvrir la mer pour Causeway pas join et Pigeon Point encore. I would expect that to be the first proposal from the St. Lucia National Trust. Let us cut out the causeway to prevent the joining of Pigeon Island to the mainland. Yo pas dit ça. Because he bon by Jean Castri, mais il pas bon by Jean Vieux-Fort. Now, si moi te la place ou, Pierre Jean Castri pas avin match Vieux-Fort against Development Vieux-Fort. Yo sa match Castri si yo vle. Pour moi-même, yo pas quand même passer bad lil la vin match. Because si yo ha passé bad lil la, yo ha top pour Vieux-Fort. Let me tell you something. It is time that we stand for something in this country and stop allowing politicians to take us for a ride. I want to know what they did for Vieux-Fort for the last 15 years that Kenny Anthony was Prime Minister. Moi vle di Square Bell, but combien moun ki ka manje as a result of Square? How many persons earn a livelihood in Vieux-Fort because of the Square? So I will tell you something. You can oppose DSH if you want. I want a piece of land in the south. Because I suspect in the not too distant future, Vieux-Fort will be the new capital of St. Lucia. And some people are afraid. Adamoun pe, ma pe, depuis c'est St. Lucie capital là. Oué, Kenny te vle me capital la Trinidad. So man a problem si capital la sort Castri ek vin Vieux-Fort. I oublié c'était St. Jukbate di Trinidad, Tobago and St. Lucia. Well, I don't mind Vieux-Fort being the capital of St. Lucia. So if we have to move the capital from Castries to Vieux-Fort, it is still in St. Lucia. Peut-être si des kay may save somewhere, kay na problem avec sa Prime Minister. But the fact that it is still in St. Lucia, Now, I need to say something about St. Jude before I round up, because I know my time is up. Now, let me tell you something. I don't want nobody to put pressure on me about St. Jude's. And I'm serious about that. Labour Party fait 5 années à office. Yo en St. Jude's te had to fini. Hot pièce pas match. Ni prêtre, ni pastor, ni tout moun pièce pas match. Hot ya hot kavin match by St. Jude's. Hot ya hot kavin match by St. Jude's. So hot pa have St. Jude's te bouzon over 5 years ago. Hot I for meeting us who step St. Jude's in the gate of St. Jude's in 2011. You went and have a meeting there. Après 4 ans, hot pièce pas dit que nous ouvert St. Jude's. Hot le me pressure left labo. Keep on yon l'année office pour ouvert St. Jude's. So I needed to put that in perspective. But I also need to bring good news for you. Under the United Workers' Party, we are going to open St. Jude. I want to tell you, there is one company under the watch of the St. Lucia Labour Party, not under the watch of Honorable Stevenson King. When we left office in 2011, St. Jude's was over 85% complete. For that matter, they were asking to expedite the shipping of equipment to furnish the hospital. When Kenny came into office, between January of 2012 and December 2012, ek yona mes yodi yonom, diosimwe mati menemwe lodias. They changed the scope of the project, and the project cost moved from 40-something million to over 75 million. And by 2016, in January of 2016, when they did the last revision, the price had moved to $175 million. From what was supposed to be 45 million under the St. Lucia Labour Party, St. Jude moved to a cost of $175 million.
Are you serious?
And they have spent 100 Kikuyo in charge Zafel, say Sauka Juen.
Yeah, baby.
Now you have a real government. We have to clean up the mess. We have to fix up St. Jude and open a brand new hospital for the people of the South. And so, I cannot make a shortcut. I have to fix the hospital properly, and I need time to be able to do that. You take a bill à l'hôpital, ipan pièce DCA approval, après ça nous ka draw plan neuf by l'hôpital là pour voyer by DCA pour yo approve li et comme ça DCA mais stop yo asui ou ka yo travail ka commencer no la pluie et soleil nous pas have ça candidat et nom là nous payer pour mener descendre pas nous qui payer les bas qui payer ka di moi si moi vle ce container i Canada mener descendre moi di ngay do yourself chop our. We paid you for containers in St. Lucia, not in Canada. And the containers had better reach in St. Lucia with good equipment inside of it.
Yes, Papa.
At least sa Canada na Shas. La ni de ki wete a support la kastri. Pou de la ne ke choy. Ek pou ya nou ten pou pe storage. Pas ni pou payer compagnie qui own container pour tant chebe container. Well, des containers étaient à support la castrie et qui était à coûter gouvernement 166,000 when des containers sortent à sous off là. Merci pour compagnie. I went and I called the owner, the manager of the company, and I told him the situation. It was not our fault. It was the fault of the previous government. And he gave us a deduction of $1. Ek nou pan pièce performance bon à la menu pour équipement. Jodi a ti monsieur a sort la Amérique et qui était office moi et moi te na meeting et puis et qui dit moi nous kay baou équipement. Si nous pas te fait investigation $900,000 là, nous pas te kay savent nous te payer $8 millions pour équipement et équipement ça pour qu'on cette licite. So we did not waste your money. We have saved millions and millions and millions of dollars as a result of what we did. We didn't go and do things to try and put people in prison. Mais si moun ni pou ay lajol, yo kay lajol. Now Ezekiel when Bible di tell ma me yo hadi my time up. O te ba dena di ta parlement. Monsieur Shondi ka vin pou mwen. I want to put Sean on notice. When he page, a sous page, ou pas hafin kote. $1 million qui a dit d'abay ça. Action. Ou dit moi pour di doa. Nga di doa bresa. Ek sou nom kon kadou nom. Fè sa ouvle. I say on this, which is from the minister's account, millions and millions of dollars were paid out to people, and we cannot find any tender process, any contractual arrangement, anything. I want them to tell me dying at Marigo. So this tonight, Richard Hapwell Liberté. No. To travel a job, I give them that job. I know these guys no job under nobody's name. Beb di au moins sav, tout se moun na ki agent yo ka travay ba yo a. Ek le yo pa we pou nome no. Di yo nome no se moun na ka concern moi. Ek nga vin ek list mwen. Ek le mwen koumase kouye no, mwen bouzwen sek nedita pou mwen kouye se no. So tonight, rest assured that your government is working for you, and Viewfort will have more jobs under this term of the United Workers' Party than it has ever had in the history of St. Lucia. I thank you, good night, and God bless you.
The only thing I want to ask you, those of you who are just like me and who have your American visa, let me see you wave it. Moi sale l'Amérique, le moi vle. I have a 10-year visa. Mama Flama! Ezot pawe! Gwa moun toujou kadou, se pa tout chien ki hape ou ni pou di mash. De la ou ni pou just kite se chien hape. La yo fin hape, ek yo las yo kay pe la. Alright? Are you ready? Now, Laniel not lom ki pate isi, ayo di mwen he is somewhere out there. So there is a gentleman I'd like to introduce as he makes his way to the stage, the one who cast the web. Le yo fin voley, yo fe sek lane a palama, Yo di yo gen pa about 3 ebe kome vote. La vini, I kwaze yo, he win them by the thousands. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Honorable Leonard Spider Monton. Vindication and he came through. Thank you, Honorable Montour. Now, Messian, we're running out of time, so we will be very brief. But I have a gentleman who has to greet you tonight before the political leader comes on. Nomla yote kwe, yo di tout sa yote vle. But this gentleman we know, his heart, his soul, his everything belongs to the United Workers' Party. Ladies and gentlemen, just to greet you tonight, let us welcome Honorable and former Prime Minister of St. Lucia, Stevenson K.
Mama Flabo! Mama Flabo! Your père! Your père! Your père Wadou! Où savent yo dit yon ni un match en Castries? Yo dit ça c'est plus grand match yon ni en Saint-Lucie pour l'année. So yo content. Au soir yo ba moi blague. Yo dit moi yo commencé meeting yo. Et un moun voye un portrait about meeting ça en soir. Yo mouchwe et là yo menen by Kenny. Kenny gade qui dit what? What? Mama Flambeau. Kenny sauté. He sauté. My friends, we have come here tonight, and I wasn't down to speak tonight because of the power we have on the platform of the United Workers' Party. But of course, the Prime Minister has asked that I say a few words just to greet you, the people in Vieux-Fort. And I'm going to say it quickly because according to the laws of this land, the meeting must end by a particular time. And the United Workers' Party, by its history, by its record, and as by its principles, have always been a law-abiding organization, and we must uphold this principle. But tonight is very important, not to me, not to the Prime Minister, or any member on this platform. It is an important moment for you, the people in the south of St. Lucia. So when we come to you because we understand our responsibility as a government. We understand what it means to take care of all St. Lucians, and particularly the people in the south of this country. So what we stand for is to ensure and to guarantee the survival of all St. Lucians, and every opportunity that is made available to St. Lucians, we as a party which cares must ensure that we provide and we champion your cause up to the limit. That is why, notwithstanding anything that they have said, notwithstanding the number of demonstrations that they have, notwithstanding all that they are doing, this party is committed to championing the cause of the people of Vieux-Fort and the constituencies in the south. Because you know more about what you are feeling than I know. But we understand to a great extent that our responsibility is to provide you with the opportunities of jobs, jobs, jobs. Because without jobs, you cannot take care of yourself. Without jobs, you cannot take care of your children. Without jobs, you cannot take care of those who are around you and to ensure a better way of life and a higher standard of living, which the United Workers' Party stands for. And if you were to look at the history of the St. Lucia Labour Party, they oppose historically every developmental program that the United Workers' Party undertook, whether it's under Sir John Compton, whether it's under myself, or whether now under Alan Chasney. They oppose the Pigeon Point Causeway. They oppose the dredging of the Rodney Bay Marina to ensure that the causeway was built. They oppose the development in Conway when we were building the government buildings. They even opposed housing in certain areas. And now they want to oppose the great transformation of the south of the country, to bring bread to you, to bring food on your table, and to bring happiness and progress to you, the people of the south of this country. We have a responsibility. That responsibility is to do what is necessary in your interest to bring about the transformation of the South, to educate your children, to bring economic growth and development, and to ensure that this country is a united, peaceful, and progressive country. And that is why today I stand here on this platform. Stand on this platform because of the policies of this government, a government that cares about the people, and a government that is committed to the progress and development of its people. I want to thank you very much. I want to congratulate those of you who independently, on your own, without any motivation from the political directorate of this party, who saw the need to stand up and to identify yourself with a positive cause and to say, we are standing up, we need jobs, and we are asking and endorsing the United Workers' Party to proceed with the projects and to make sure they bring about the development that this government is bringing about. The UWP has always been good to the South. The UWP has always been good to the South. From 1974 D-Day, when Sir John Compton established Halcyon Days, established the seaport, developed the international airport, and established the industrial estate in Vieux-Fort, that was a commitment of the United Workers' Party. We want to continue that philosophy. We want to continue that message. We want to continue that program of taking care of the people of the South and making sure that you progress with the balance of St. Lucia. Thank you very much. May God bless you.
Mama Baba, Tansa, yo, hey, hey. Mama Labo, yo Bakata, yo Obligation, Mama Labo. Too long we in the doldrums, frustrated in the doldrums. Jaja shine a light on the UWP.
Are you ready for your political leader? Are you ready for your Prime Minister? Oswe moi vle di Labour Party. Ki yo vle, ki yo pa vle, nou ka bayo DSH. Ki sa nou ka bayo? DSH. Do you have your bumper sticker tonight? Oh, zabo hen bumper sticker, mate fait assez. Moi fait combien mille, zaba hen toujours? So ici a dit combien mille moun? I will make some more bumper stickers. Pour les yo ka passe, yon ni pour waya les machines, yon pour waya les cailloux, yon pour waya les finettes. Because ki yo vle, ki yo pa vle, nou ka bayo DSH. Ladies and gentlemen, your Prime Minister is here with you tonight to report to you the confidence and the trust that you put in him. On election day, when you went to your various constituencies, when you voted for the men and the women who are here, you voted for Alan Michael Chasney to lead this country. country, to develop this country, to build a better and a new St. Lucia, and to make lives better for you. Today we can report that this is what your government has done. Your government has come through on all of its promise that is made for the first 100 days in the 5 to stay alive. And today, your Prime Minister will report to you the accomplishments and the future and the vision for St. Lucia. So please help me welcome, and let us all stand and put our hands together as we welcome our Prime Minister, Honorable Alan Michael Shasney.
Action speaks louder than words. Don't be deceived by all those fancy talkers. Action speaks louder than words. Don't be deceived by all those fancy talkers. 'Cause a man can say, he'll turn your night into day. And a man can say, he'll take your sufferings away. And a man can say, he'll roll your dark clouds away. When it comes to doing, showing. Action speaks louder than words.
Mamãe viu fó. It's so great to be here tonight in the new capital of St. Lucia, Vieux-Fort. Before I begin my presentation tonight, there are two people in particular that I want to recognize. A gentleman that has been a mentor of mine and a mentor of many of the people in United Workers' Party. A man in some of the darkest hours of United Workers' Party, like the Honorable Stephenson King, stood strong. And a man who has been a pillar of strength for me while I've been Prime Minister, and that is the former Minister of Education, the former representative of Micoud South, Mr. Arson James. You know me, I always get emotional. So I have to get my strength for this one. If there is a person in St. Lucia that I would like the young people of this country to emulate, a person that spoke with his action, a man who recognized the plight of young people in this country, and did not sit on the sidelines and do nothing. A man who did not go and complain, but a man who went and did his research and got on a plane and went and found the man, Mr. Teo King, and convinced Teo to come to St. Lucia. A man who is only with us in spirit. And so I'm going to ask all of us to take a moment of remembrance for the great Winston Trim. Amen. What I love about Winston is that Winston saw a need in St. Lucia. Yes, it was the Lord's will. It's the Lord's will. I never questioned the Lord. But Winston saw a need. Winston didn't cry. Winston went and found what he thought was a solution for the young people of this country. He believed in horse racing. He believed that horse racing could provide an honest living for the young people of this country, and particularly the people in the South. And every day, I meet more people in the horse racing business. And they tell me what an honorable business it is. And one of the things that one of the men that I just met recently was one of the companies that does all the filming of horse racing around the world. And he said, you know, Alan, horse racing is technology free. I said, what do you mean? He said, a robot and a computer could never take care of a horse. It's only people that can take care of horses. And I know of the love and the passion that the people in the South have. And I know how great they are going to be at taking care of horses. Because I see so many young people already in that business. And now we're going to introduce a horse racing track in St. Lucia that will be the envy of every single person in the Caribbean. That we are going to be on the forefront as one of the best horse racing tracks in the world. That is what we want View Fort to stand for. That when people think of View Fort, they think of the best. They don't think of a ghetto. They don't think of unemployment. They don't think of unproduction. They think of greatness. When I listen to what the Labour Party is saying, I always ask myself, when somebody says something to me, I first of all ask myself, who is that person? What does that person represent? If I'm going to take advice from that person. So first of all, you have a Labour government that was in government for 15 years. In fact, they were the government for the last 5 years. They made all kinds of promises to the people of St. Lucia, of which they delivered nothing. There's absolutely nothing to show for all the promises that they had. They made every excuse in the world as to why they could not deliver on their promises. But the people of St. Lucia were not fooled. When the elections came in June, because they had made promises and they had not delivered, the people of St. Lucia made a choice and they put them out. So we know that the Labour Party has always suffered from labor pains. They cannot deliver. That is what they are. That's why we call them labor. Because they only have labor pains. They cannot deliver to the people of St. Lucia. They have never delivered to the people of St. Lucia. The second thing I must ask, what is the character of the person that is speaking to me? What is the character of the person who is giving me advice? So let us look at the history of the Labour Party. In 2001, Kenny Anthony, by himself, signed a contract with a man called Jack Grindberg. And in that contract, he gave him the seabed, over 88,000 acres of land. In a pen stroke, he gave it to him. The only time that the people of St. Lucia ever knew about that contract, or ever knew about Jack Grindberg, is when United Workers' Party came into office in 2007. And if it wasn't, we came into office in 2006, but we found out about the contract in 2007. And the reason why we found out about the contract is because they brought it for us to sign. In fact, they tried to get the Honorable Stephenson King to sign the contract, to renew the contract. That is the first time that anybody in St. Lucia knew who Jack Grindberg was, and the fact that Kenny Anthony had signed away the seabed of St. Lucia. Up to today, we are still in court. We have spent over $1.5 million US in lawyers' fees to be able to retain the seabed of St. Lucia. Then we had Rochamel. Kenny bragged about building the Hyatt Hotel. It was great achievement. And when the hotel went into receivership, we did not know anything. It was years afterwards when he came to the house, and in fact, Mr. Arson James was in the house that day, and approved a bill for $100 million, of which $30 or $43 million was to pay for Rochamel. And it is when we had an investigation into Rochamel that we learned for the first time that Kenny Anthony had given a guarantee for cost overruns for the project. When he signed the deal, we didn't know. When the hotel opened, he did not say anything. When the hotel went into receivership, he told the people of St. Lucia nothing. It was only when we did an investigation and brought judges to St. Lucia that we found out what happened. Just in the last election, a newspaper article came up in England. It says that St. Lucia has appointed an ambassador called Ambassador Jufali. And that St. Lucia has provided him with an immunity so that his wife cannot take him to court on his divorce case. The amazing thing that was that we only found out when the article came out, and the article only came out 3 years after Jufali had been appointed an ambassador for St. Lucia. We knew nothing. He never introduced us to Jufali. A man that was supposed to do so many great things for St. Lucia, he kept it a secret. The Honorable Guy Joseph read a letter that in late 2015, Kenny Anthony met a man called Robert Ainsworth. He went up to London to see him in December, and Mr. Ainsworth picked him up in a Rolls Royce. And he obviously thought that he had arrived. And by February, he had signed that letter. A letter that he says was a letter of understanding. The letter says that they were going to give them incentives not for 25 years, but for 50 years. That everybody would be exempted from paying taxes. Every company that they had would be exempted from paying taxes. The part that Mr. Joseph didn't put in there is that in addition to the 1,000 acres that they were going to sell or lease in Vieux Fort, he was also going to buy Louvet. He was also going to buy Pralet. He was also going to buy Troumassé. Over 4,000 acres he was going to allow one man to have in St. Lucia. And the only time that we knew about that deal is when we came into office and I went through the file and I found the letter. Otherwise, up to now, we would not know who Robert Ainsworth is. Kenny Anthony, on the eve of the election, on end of May 2016, signed an agreement to sell the Black Bay lands. He agreed to sell the Black Bay lands, and I'm sorry to tell this to the great farmers of Black Bay and Vieux Fort and Labrie, for $3 EC a square foot. Not 3 EC US, 3 EC Eastern Caribbean dollars a square foot. Invest St. Lucia is selling land at Opicon for $15, but they sold beachfront land for $3. And the contract had no out clause. I am not here to make it look bad for the investor. I was not happy. But the rule of law is that he signed the contract and we had to honor the contract. And we sat down with the developer, and I want to thank Mr. Mohammed, who is the developer, for his understanding and making it a better deal for the people of St. Lucia. But he said nothing. We never knew about the contract. Kenny Anthony, when he was in opposition, said that VAT was an oppressive tax, particularly against the poor people of St. Lucia. When he came into office, what did he do? He put the tax on. When we marched against the gas tax, we did not march because of the price of gas. We marched because he was lying. We marched because it was an invisible tax. And we said, if you want to put a tax on, tell the people you're putting a tax on. Tell the people where the money is going to go. How can you put a tax on that's an invisible tax and nobody knows where the money is going? That is what we marched against. The worst part of Kenny Anthony is that the people of St. Lucia wasted 15 years. Wasted 15 years in which they gave him the confidence of the people of St. Lucia. They gave him the greatest mandate that anybody has ever had in this country. 16-1. And then he turned around, 14-3. What did he do with that mandate? He did nothing. And the people who have the worst to show for it are the people of St. Lucia. When Kenny Anthony came into the country, each citizen of this country owed 2,700 EC dollars. How do I know that? The debt was $400 million, and you divide it by 150,000. It meant that every single person in this country owed $2,700. Last year, population of 170,000, a debt of $3.1 billion. We now all owe $18,000. That is the legacy of Kenny Anthony. Debt. No growth. And all of us are looking with our hands empty and our pockets are empty. All of us are scared about the future of our children. All of us are having to do things and humble ourselves in ways that we have never done so before. That is what Kenny Anthony has given us for the 15 years. We owe Kenny Anthony and the Labour Party nothing. We gave them everything that they were supposed to have, and they wasted that opportunity with lies. That's what they did, is lied. I bring this up because when I hear the Labour Party talking about United Workers' Party and the DSH project, when Mr. Tea King came to St. Lucia to meet me the first time, I took a picture with him. I put it on my Facebook site. I then negotiated with him and I kept everybody updated as to what I was doing. When we decided to put together the framework agreement, and my brothers and sisters, a framework agreement is not a final agreement. If it was the final agreement, we would call it the final agreement. The framework agreement is to outline basic things we agree on, and that we agree over a period of time that we will continue to negotiate until we have a final agreement. I have said to the people of St. Lucia time and time again, the only part of the project that we've approved has been the horse race track. That's all. We are developing the ideas for Il Pirata. We're developing the ideas for the causeway. And when those ideas are finished, those ideas will now go to the Development Control Authority for approval. And I will come to the people of St. Lucia and tell you what the deal is. The worst part is some people going around holding up a piece of paper and saying that this is the agreement. and putting their own interpretation on everything. How could you do that? You were not there. You have no idea what the deal is. But the worst part, and this is where I ask the young people of our country, I ask the people of St. Lucia to say who is carrying the message. The people that are talking against the DSH are whom? Labor. The same people who could not deliver. The same people that project after project said nothing to the people of St. Lucia. But now they're telling you that United Workers' Party must bring the contract to Parliament. When did they ever bring anything to Parliament? At what point did they ask the opposition to come and join them to negotiate a contract? Since when is that your role? And I'm not getting upset. I'm just asking you to make up your mind for yourself. Does it make sense? You know what I love about the people in the South? Is they have more common sense than anybody else. I was driving through my constituency by Angers, and a man flagged me down. He said, PM, 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 stop, 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 stop. I said, what's up, boss? He said, you know what the problem is? I said, what's that, chief? He says the Labour Party is acting and behaving that if the DSH project happens, they are finished. But, Flabo and the young people of this country are not realizing one thing. I said, what's that? He said that they're not behaving and acting as if the DSH project happens, that it's the end of labor. That is the common sense. The average man sees that on the street. It's the people who feel it, who know it. And I'm saying to you, to the people that came out by themselves today, I hope that you send a message to the young people of this country. Because my time is over. My better days are behind me. Your better days are in front of you. You are the one who has to make a choice. What do you want for your country? Are you ready to dream? Are you ready to have some bigger dreams in your life? Or are you going to stay blinded and think that the way that you are living today is the only way that you can live? Or do you believe that we can have a new St. Lucia? A St. Lucia in which everybody can benefit? So I want to say this, because so many people are putting words in my mouth. I am not upset with anybody who disagrees with Alan Shas. I am not upset with anybody who disagrees with the United Workers' Party. Because our manifesto says that we want to make it better for St. Lucia, for everyone. I'm willing to sit and talk to anybody who's willing to be reasonable. But the Labour Party people are not reasonable. You're bad. Action speaks louder than words. Mama Soufia, how long have I been saying those words? That action speaks louder than words. I am not a man of many words. Do not misinterpret it as being rude. I work. I let my action speak for itself.
Yes, Papa.
So here's what we're working on. In the last 11 months, the first thing that we did is we had our swearing in ceremony of our cabinet in the Parliament of St. Lucia. Right here in the Philip Marcel grounds. Right here in Vieux-Fort. That is where the Parliament is. It then followed up and I said to you, I introduced you the same day we swore in. The head of the cruise industry was there, and I said to you, we are bringing a cruise ship terminal to Vieux-Fort. I want you to ask you, pick sense from nonsense. when Kenny Anthony was Prime Minister, and he met with the taxi drivers at the airport who only had one job. One job. Carry people from the airport to up north. Am I right? You had any other jobs? One job. And he could not see the sense in putting a cruise ship terminal in Vieux Fort. He couldn't see that Vieux Fort was closer to Soufrière. He couldn't see that Vieux Fort was closer to Dennery. He couldn't see that Labrie and Choiseul and the Micous and the Denrys could develop because they were closer to the cruise ship. He could not see that because he has no vision and he does not care. And how do I know he does not care? In Parliament he says he doesn't cry. I cry. I cry. Because when I meet a woman, a mother who has to choose between 2 children, 4 children, and 2 to go to school and 2 to stay home, I cry. When I hear people who are dying and cannot get on a dialysis machine, I cry. When I see young men sitting on the block and they're bright and they have energy and they have nothing for them to do, I cry. And I'm not ashamed that I cry. But it's because of those tears and because I can feel their pain that I work and I don't talk. I don't want to waste the energy having to talk. I'd rather put the energy into working. That's what I want to do. So the cruise ship facility is soon to come. We've got advance notice and we're ready. And we pretty soon will be announcing the drawings and the plans for the Vieux Fort. Black Bay. Yesterday we signed the deal. 180 rooms. 400 people will be working during construction.
Yes, Papa.
600 people will have jobs there. But more importantly, the Minister of Agriculture went down himself to make sure that the farmers were part of the deal. That Mr. Bradley Felix worked with them to make sure that those farmers got land somewhere else. And this time they own the land, they're not leasing the land. And the hotel is going to work with the Black Bay farmers to make sure it's only produce from there that is going to be on the plates of the tourists at that hotel. And soon we'll be reaching out to the fishermen in Vieux Fort that their fish has a new market right there in Black Bay. At the end of next month, we're going to break ground to start the work on a beautiful hotel in Sabacha and Choiseul. The Labour Party announced that project. The Labour Party negotiated that project. But again, like Labour, it was stuck in Labour pains and it could not be delivered. And it's only the United Workers' Party that could deliver that project. And my roots minister, who is from Choiseul, went down and met with the community himself to figure out where the road was going to pass to make sure that everybody is accommodated. That's what I love about my cabinet. My cabinet are people who don't stay behind a desk and give you fancy numbers and great stories. They come to meet the people and make sure the people are okay.
Yes, Papa.
When I was in opposition, my work had already begun for the people of the Vieux Fort. I started meeting with people that were doing the call centers. Mama Miku South. In opposition, I told you that I'm going to bring a factory to be able to do a call center in Bosha. But I said to you, the first place will have to be in Vieux Fort. And that is why we've done the deal with Ojo Labs. And when I hear the Labour Party talking about, oh, Chasney has taken the money from the people who are nice and given it to foreigners. The money that we're paying for is not for foreigners' jobs. It's for St. Lucians. All of them are St. Lucians. So what's going to happen? The first 6 months, government will contribute $1,000 a month to those people, those St. Lucian salary. The rest of the salary will be paid for by the company. The next 6 months, we will pay $500. And then the next 6 months after that, we will pay another $500. And after that, the company will pay the full salary by themselves. That company has a new technology called artificial intelligence. They're the first to introduce it in a call center. So we have formed a joint venture with that company. And we're going to work with that company to go after other companies to get them to come to St. Lucia. And if they come to St. Lucia and put down their factories here, the government will pay the salary of $500 a month for each worker that's St. Lucian for the first 18 months. Why? I want my young people to get the job experience. But Labor's example of that was what they did with NICE. They said they were going to give people job experience and pay them for 1 year. But then why is it that 90% of the people that were on NICE got a contract for 3 years? And then you're now coming and telling me, oh, we took away the jobs of the people that were in the Ministry of Sports. Well, if those jobs were so important, why did you not hire them through the ministry? Why did you allow those people to humiliate themselves that every year they have to come back to you and show their labor card and say, I love you, Kenny, I love you, Kenny, in order to get the job for the next year? That's not how Flabo works. Coconut Bay, instead of working with Coconut Bay to get Coconut Bay to grow, Kenny Anthony, the Labour Party, did everything to fight Coconut Bay. And it was in his own constituency. Down to the point that Ernest Hilaire said that Coconut Bay was in receivership. And Coconut Bay had to issue a letter and say to him, we have never been in receivership. Up to now, he has not apologized. But that is a hotel already in the South, employing so many people in the South, giving so many jobs to the people in the South. And that is how he treated them. But guess what? Under the United Workers' Party, they have opened up 37 rooms, and they are now going to break ground on another 200 rooms right here in Viewfort. Can you dream? Are you ready to dream? Are you ready to believe that you can have a better life in Viewfort? Then we have Sabusha, 180 rooms. We have canals. Within the next couple of weeks, we'll be announcing the date we're going to break ground at canals for 350 rooms in canals. Again, a project that was started on the Labour Party, but it was stuck in Labour pains. And it's now going to take the United Workers' Party to deliver that baby. That is who's going to bring delivery. I am so happy to report to the people in the South that 3 weeks ago I got confirmation that we now have the financing for the Hunora International Airport. And I'll be announcing the designs and when we're hoping to commence construction, but the most difficult part has been secured. I want to tell you how proud I am of my Minister of Agriculture. All of us must feel a great pain in our hearts to know that after producing 140,000 tons of bananas, that last year we produced 12,000 tons. An industry that has built many homes, an industry that has sent many children to school and made the difference in people's lives. That industry was allowed to go to the bottom. But under the United Workers' Party and Ezekiel Joseph, we are hoping that within 3 years we'll be at 60,000 tons and moving up forward. Can you dream? Are you able to dream and see a better day and to build a new St. Lucia? The last project that requires you to dream is DSH. Mr. Tea King is not going to be investing all of the money for all the projects. He is putting his own money into the horse racing track. He wants to build a hotel, he wants to build a casino, and he wants to build a marina. But when I heard and I did my own background checks on Mr. Atea King, and I found out what he has done in his life, I asked him, I said, Teo, will you help us? He said, what do you want, Alan? I said, I want you to put together a master plan for the whole of Vieux Fort. The Labour Party will have you believe that I have given all the lands to Mr. Atea King. He would have you believe that we give him the stadium. We gave him those things to help us develop those things, not for him to keep. When I was running in Soufriere, the Labour Party said to the people in Soufriere, be careful with that boy Shas, you know. He only wants to become the representative of Soufriere because he wants to take the pitons away from Soufriere. Eh, fou! What nonsense! Pick sense from nonsense. I am not coming here. United Workers' Party is not coming here. Tea King is not coming here to take away anything from Vieux Fort. He's looking to put his money in, give you his ideas, bring his contacts in order for us to have the pearl of the Caribbean. Say it with pride, the pearl of the Caribbean. That when people say, I am from Vieux Fort, soon people will not know Vieux Fort. You are from the pearl of the Caribbean. Where you want to be from, a ghetto, or you want to be from the pearl of the Caribbean? Where do you want to be from? Are you sure? You sure you're not happy with your life the way it is? Alan Chasney and the members of Cabinet of United Workers' Party, we are ready to work. We have been working. But what we need for you to do is to dream. But if you're going to be cynical about everything in life, you will go nowhere. Look where it's going to get you. That is what Labour Party wants you to believe. But they have no voice. You have to block that out. They had their chance. They did not deliver. But you know, United Workers' Party had a great leader. Do you know what his name was? Sir John Melville Compton. And you know what he said many years ago? He said, United Workers' Party comes continuously to break ground, and the Labour Party continues to break glass. We are here to break ground, not to break glass. And we're going to leave the glass breaking to the Labour Party. I thank you very much.